Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Wednesday get together. Super excited that you have joined us live or on the replay. For those of you joining for the very first time, my name is Kim. You are joining Johnson's in Gimli, Manitoba. And we are excited that today is going to be New Balance Day. So if you are thinking about getting into a walking program, if you want to just be comfy, if you're somebody who needs some extra stability, if you're somebody who just kind of wants an everyday walking shoe, maybe you are getting into the trails and wanting to kind of do some trail walking this summer, we have the shoe for you. So we definitely have lots and lots of options. And before we go any further into the New Balance, I hope everyone's excited about that. I just wanted to let everybody know how to enter tonight's draws. So we are giving away one pair of men's New Balance and one pair of women's New Balance as our prizes for this evening. So please make sure not to forget to leave us a comment to let us know you were here. Hi, my name is, where you're watching from, and are you watching live or on the replay? So that's important because we do have two separate prizes. One will be for the live people and one will be for the replay people. So we are definitely getting about 80% of people watching on the replay. So if you are watching live, you have a very good chance of winning. So please let us know which way you were watching from, and we'll put your name in the right bucket. And yeah, we'll draw for two pairs of New Balance of your choice. So it's yeah, it's going to be awesome. So just come in and get fitted for a free pair of runners or sandals or whatever you like. Okay, so first housekeeping, I've had made a little change to our videos for the week. I have a few cheat sheets here tonight, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So the videos, every day is a busy day in July, so I was just finding that extra Friday video. I couldn't sort of get the Friday one watched from before and do all the prizes and everything. So for the month of July, we are going to be switching to two videos weekly. Tribal Tuesday, which is we're doing 10 gift certificates of $75 each. That'll be varying times on a Tuesday. So it might be first thing in the morning. It might be at 6 o'clock. It probably won't be during the day because it's just busy during the day now. So it'll likely be kind of morning or evening. And then we'll still continue to get together forever ad infinitum, Friday or Wednesday at 7 o'clock, just like we're doing right now. So that's not going to change. We're closed now, so it's no problem to get this one done. But yeah, it's just the ones in the daytime that it's just getting too busy to kind of get the video through. Even last night's video, I thought, oh, I'm going to squeak it in before 6 o'clock, and then it still continued to be busy. So anyways, yeah, thanks for those who commented and called about the new tribal stuff today. We had 2 or 3 people call for the shacket. So that was great. And I realized that I had actually forgotten one of the new pieces. So I will show you that extra one on Tuesday when I do the next grouping for tribal. So it's a really nice double knit, kind of a long blazer style, gray and black, very pretty. I just went to put the shacket away and realized it was on the other prong. So okay, so yeah, update until the Tribal Tuesdays, until our 10 Tribal Tuesdays are done, which I think is August 13th will be our next one. So then at that point, we'll transition to Wednesdays today and Fashion Fridays again. So just kind of doing it two different things. And I am working on something really exciting for fall, for starting in August, that we're going to try. So it's going to be live shopping. So you can actually buy and check out online as we're going through each individual item without leaving the website. So stay tuned. It's very exciting. I've been working on it a lot and kind of doing some beta testing and to see kind of if it's going to work for us. So yeah, so live shopping that you can check out right when you're on the video. Oh, it's like heaven. Okay, so our winners from last week, before we jump into the video, was from the Dolcezza last week. And that was so the prize is one Dolcezza item of your choice. Can be anything that you want, a dress or a jacket or a top or t-shirt or whatever you like. And the live winner from last week, the lady who was watching live, was Lana Arneson from Winnipeg. Congratulations. And watching on the replay last week, our winner was Madeline Swaffer from Winnipeg Beach. So thanks for watching, ladies, and I'll be messaging you both with some instructions on either pick out your prize or we'll figure it out. So, okay, so that's the winners from last week. Update for videos. Okay, I think that's all my housekeeping. Perfect. I can get rid of one paper at least. Maggie is not with me today. She is at her other job at the beach. It's a perfect beach day, so of course she's there, right? So I thought I can handle this one on my own. Okay, so in New Balance, it's a little bit more technical than we might be used to. So it's a little bit more, I'm the rambler, right? You can't, it's like I have to stop talking at some point. But the New Balance is a little bit, I did write everything down because I wanted to tell you the exact benefits of each particular style. So I can't do that off the cuff. I'm good, but not that good. So I did kind of give myself a little bit of a cheat sheet. And I do want to preface this by saying I am not a podiatrist. I don't have any external education in foot science or fit or anything like that. So please, if you have issues or you've been diagnosed with something, please follow your doctor's advice. I'm not a doctor. However, there's a however, never a but always a however. However, I have spent the last 30 years selling shoes. So I think that does give me a little bit of some sort of expertise of opinion anyway, of what styles work for what type of foot. So I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to give you the styles that I have confidence in. I generally buy shoes by the color, so I'm going to give you a little bit of technical information, and then I'm going to show you also the pretty colors. So it's one of those things that you kind of have to do by trial and error, and I tend to sort of have my favorites when it comes to New Balance. Having said that, the line is changing very quickly. So because of the footwear lead time, it's about a year in advance now that we have to order. So we've already done our purchasing for spring, summer 2023 and beyond. So you kind of have to look way into the future to see some of the trends that are coming. And there is one shoe that I'm going to tell you that is kind of going to start a new trend. So, okay, so we're going to go from numbers low to high. And if you are a New Balance fan, you'll know that the New Balance numbers increase with the technical aspect of the shoe. Hope everyone can hear me. I can't see my comments. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi, Kathy. Okay. Hope everyone can hear me okay. So we are going to start by starting with the lower number, which is more of a lifestyle shoe and less of a technical shoe. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so we're going to do men's and women's concurrently because the sizes are the same in men's, or the style numbers are the same in men's and women's. So in the first one, we do only have men's, and that is going to be the style 680. So I'm going to read you a little bit on the 680, and then I'm going to show you the styles and tell you the price. So most of the styles that we have are in the women's come in B width and D width, so medium and wide. The men's come in 3 widths, D, which is medium, 2E, which is a little bit wide, and 4E, which is quite wide. So wider toe box, wider everything. You can think of it as medium, wide, or extra wide kind of thing. Yeah, so we generally can order specialty sizes in New Balance. So if you're a 6-4E, let's say, so you're a size that we don't normally carry, we can go on their system and check the inventory in some styles, but I will tell you that the inventory has been very, very slim pickings. So it's if we are able to get it, you might have to order it for like 4 months down the road. So the ones that I'm going to show you, I do have quite good size selections on. So I have 12 or 18 pairs of each. We do have lots more that I'm not going to show you that we do have like 3 and 4 pairs. So I didn't want to put everything in because I know that we're really short of some size ranges. Okay, that's like a lot more technical knowledge than you maybe are used to from me, but I had to sort of set the stage for our presentation so that you understand where we're going with it. Okay, so men's 680 is a fashionable shoe with an amazing fit, an ideal shoe for entry-level runners. Dual density, fresh foam see, this is why I have a cheat sheet because I could never remember this. Dual density, fresh foam midsole insert. Air mesh upper for breathability, optimal rubber coverage for durability, soft feel and reliable performance. Okay, so the M680 is these guys right here, and I'm going to see if I can do this without coming away from the till. So this is a brand new color that we just got in. We actually got, we just got both of these new colors in. So what they mean by the mesh, what did they say here? The mesh, air mesh upper for breathability. So that's kind of my favorite feature about this shoe. This is a very nice lightweight summer runner, super, super light in the vamp area. And I'm going to hold it close so you can see what they mean by mesh insert. So really nice everyday runner. If you are that guy or you know that guy who wears a sneaker every day, this is a nice summer version. So that's the technical aspect, I'm going to give you the Kim's Coles Notes version. I like a few things about this shoe. I like that it just has that little bit of jazz, so the green trim really pumps it up a little bit. Kind of that variation, almost a dip dye type of look, and really nice and soft. So not as much flex as a runner. So you'll notice when we get into the 1000 series, the runners are super flexible. This is more of an everyday sneaker. So if you're somebody who's going to the gym, maybe you're just starting going to the gym again from having a bit of a hiatus. Maybe you're just a guy that wants that everyday sneaker. This is a really great choice. It's also a great price at $119. So it's a lot less expensive than some of the other ones with more guts. There's no better way to say it, built in. So the sole is still really nice and has lots of traction, really gummy. Probably would be a good little pickleball shoe because it's got really nice traction. It's not a court shoe, but it definitely is one that you could wear for definitely some indoor activities as well. Pull out the insole. This one is just a regular insole. So yeah, okay, so it comes in that color. That's the new color. And we've actually been getting sort of some late summer and early fall deliveries kind of smushed together. So we're actually in pretty good shape for inventory for widths and sizes and stuff. So, okay, color number 1. And I'm going to quote you some codes as well, because to me, to say the gray runner, there's like a trillion gray runners. So this one is NG7. So if you're thinking about it, just jot this down number, M680 NG7. And then we can always, when you come in, just let us know and then we can have a place to start from, kind of thing. Okay, so that color, and then the other new color is this, which is actually the fall one. So that was the spring one, this is the fall one. And a little bit of a differentiation here is the same shoe, but that mesh fabrication runs all the way around with no break in color. So this one kind of had that color break in it. This one is really nice and uniform all the way through. Has the orange trim as opposed to the green trim, but really nice runner. So yeah, so not super flex. One comment that we have selling shoes all day, every day, is some people, depending on what your foot issue is, need more flex or less flex. So I am gonna kind of do that to the shoe just in case you are one of those people who needs a really rigid shoe. Oftentimes that's prescribed for somebody who pronates. The podiatrist would like you to have a really rigid sole or a roll bar. So we're gonna get to some closer down to the end of the table that have both of those things. Okay, I need a pen. I just talk better with a pen, right? Okay, so 680 done. So then we're gonna move on to a women's style that is women's 840. And I have a cheat sheet here, so I'm just gonna pull this in here so I know I've done that one. Perfect. Okay, women's 840. Where is women's 840? Talk amongst yourselves. Women's 840, where are we? 860. Women's 840, women's 840, where are you? Okay, so I'm gonna read it and then I'm sure it'll turn up. Unless of course I forgot to get it, which is entirely possible. Okay, women's 840, so kind of the similar sister to that. Comfortable and versatile. The New Balance 840 version 5 is built for every runner. So when they say runner, I just want to put that in like quotation marks, because let's face it, you may not be running a 5K, you might be walking a 5K, you might be walking out for ice cream, like no judgment here. So just think of when they say runner, I just want to sort of preface that by just being active, right? Built for every active person or person going for ice cream. These men's or women's running shoes have a full-length absorb midsole, and midsole is this part of the shoe, just for a little vocabulary. For lasting cushioning and a responsive feel, no matter your foot type or needs. A breathable mesh upper with stretch helps provide a stable and secure fit where you need it. Okay, so this is basically a runner. Like, seriously, did I really forget that 840? I might have. It's entirely possible. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to show you the 940 for right now, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of women's 860, 860, 860. It'll turn up on this table eventually. Okay, so it's basically this upper, similar, with the same sole as this. So I'll put a picture in it tomorrow if I happen to find it, or I maybe just put it down somewhere when I was coming out to get the table ready. Anyhow, so the 840 is one that I would sell to someone who was just like the men's 680 or 860. 680. This is exactly why I have cheat sheets. Just like the men's 680, the women's 840 is a good everyday runner. You are that gal who wants to wear a runner every day. You maybe are not even working out in it. Maybe you're just running to the grocery store, being active after kids, doing a stroller. Maybe you're just active, period, in your everyday life, and you want a good sneaker that's going to be an everyday kind of, you might be going to the gym, you might be doing treadmill, you might be walking on gravel, you might be kind of all day, everyday type of shoe. In the women's 840, and that is a $169 retail. So I'm going to quote you the prices when I remember to write them down. In and around that area. Okay, so I'll point that out when we find it, but it's got to turn up on here somewhere. Anywho, okay, so we're going to move on to women's and men's 860. So the women's and men's 860 description is as follows. Getting your miles in on a daily basis takes dedication, and it places a lot of demands on both runner and running shoe. New Balance's 860 is built to provide the stability-minded everyday runner with a shoe for the long haul. The latest entry in this series, the Fresh Foam, blah, 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 augments the pinnacle cushioning experience of Fresh Foam with a supportive medial post to provide essential stability. Offering reliable, sustained comfort over all distances, the 860 is a true go-to running shoe. So sounds pretty darn good. Okay, and I know I definitely have those because I have them in both men's and women's. Okay, so we'll start off with the men's version. And these are two really nice color combinations. 860. This one is E12. So this is actually a navy with just that little bit of marigold. So I'm not a big marigold lover, but I do like it with navy, and I like it with just this little bit of coral. So I know the men's running shoe, men aren't going to say, "Oh, what a nice marigold trim," but I like it, and I think it's kind of just adds to the shoe. So really nice gutsy outsole. So this definitely has more between you and the floor. Depends on how you strike. So I'm a hard strike person, even if I'm walking. So I always like a really wide heel base, and I like a deep sort of heel on my runner personally. You can also see that this one has a really nice arch support in it. Excellent, excellent arch. And the navy coloration is just kind of different, right? Like so many, it's just black, black, or black. Like when you look at the men's shoe wall, it's all black with like the odd blue, thrown in. The navy is nice because it just kind of brightens it up a little bit. So, and that's got the Fresh Foam insole in it as well. So the New Balance insoles are not super thick. So if you are someone who does have an orthotic, this guy will come out, and in all of the shoes actually. And the orthotic will fit right into this. So this is definitely, it definitely has depth for an orthotic for sure. Okay, so that's the first men's color. That's new. Perfect. And then I'm actually gonna just put this over here so I know I did it. And then in the wider width, we have also this one, which is a nice steel gray color with a bit of silver. Really pretty, really nice, really masculine. It's a great walking shoe. Perfect. And then as we move on to the ladies, W860. So we have two more. So we have, I'm going to kind of switch to aesthetics here because that's my jam. So what I like about this is so many ladies like black on black. So you're wearing a black workout pant, you're wearing a black tight. You don't want black with a white sole. So often we get asked for an all black runner with a matching sole. And I get that. It totally, like, it's pleasing to the eye. Really, really nice gutsy outsole. Comes in B and D, in most cases B and D. And I'm going to say quite a lot of stability. So did they say something about stability on here? Oh yeah, stability-minded runner. So I always do this as well as this, right? So you can kind of see this one's got a little bit more than the last one, but not as much as some of the runners that you're going to see shortly. So this one does come in B and D width, and it does have the Fresh Foam insole. Really, really great runner if you like black on black, or you work somewhere where you have to have a black shoe. I do have another work black shoe as well that's non-slip. I'm going to show you later. But this one is definitely a good everyday runner, or if you just don't want something that really is going to get dirty or that's going to date, because the color is crazy in athletic right now. It is toning down for spring 2023. Definitely more sherbety colors as opposed to the real rainbow bright colors. So that's kind of a little behind the scenes look for you. Okay, so we have this color, and then we have Kim's pick. We have this color, and now this is not, to me, marigold. This is definitely a little bit more of the neon-y yellow, which is more my genre, but really adds to the look of that runner. Really, really nice. Nice cushioned heel as well. Has sort of a bit of that flange, right? So you will recall the 860 used to be in previous seasons, and you might own a pair of these if you're a New Balance person, used to have a very pronounced flange on it, and I know lots of ladies loved it, and I've been trying to get a few more pairs of the older version for a couple of customers. Haven't had success yet, but sometimes the odd time they just show up online. So you can see that this one does have that bit of a flange ankle support, and it really hugs your heel nicely. And it doesn't sort of, if you ever somebody who has a narrow heel and you have a gap sometimes, this is a really great style. So this is color code A12. And then we just got one in today, or yesterday actually. We got the remaining pair, so it's not even tied up yet. Should have tied that up. Get my recycling out of here. I'll just tie it up while we talk. So this one I had just earlier mentioned that some of the colors are going to go a little bit more muted, and I think this is a good example of that. So it still has that really nice mesh combination at the front, and this color is called Mink. Kind of a pretty shade, isn't it? But there is a little surprise, lime green, and also just that little bit of a lime green on the tongue, just to kind of pull that together. I think that's really a nice combination. And this guy is, did I write the price down? $860, I think I forgot. I think they're all around $169 in this particular one. So in the 860, we have the 3 colors. Done. Okay, pile those. We'll see how high I can pile these before they fall. So if they fall, sorry. Okay, 860 done. So now we're gonna move on to 880, which is men's and women's 880. If you're still with me, congratulations. We're getting to the good part pretty soon. Okay, so women's and men's 880. From daily exercise to specialized high-level training programs, there are a lot of forms that an everyday running regimen can take. New Balance's 880 is built to be your go-to neutral running shoe. The Fresh Foam 880 version 11 features a reimagined dual layer midsole with improved heel cushioning and responsiveness of a top bed foam layer and underfoot fresh foam. The version 11 represents a new generation setup of the silhouette known for its workhorse reliability. With the 880's 360 approach to sustained comfort, you can just keep going no matter how many miles your daily running routine covers. All right. So 880, we're going to start with men's, because I have my cheat sheet here. Is this it here? 880? 880, yes. Okay. So the 880, now this is the previous version of men's. Yes. Okay. So there's 2 versions of the 880 that we have right now. We have this one, which we have the identical one in ladies. So I'll pull that up. And again, really nice lightweight runner, kind of has a bit of that printed technique, same as we saw in the other one. Really nice tread on here and a little bit more movement. So neutral, it doesn't really keep you super stable, and so you will get a little bit of this and you will get quite a bit of this. So this and that, really technical. You know, this and that. All right, so we have those 2 in both women's and men's, same shoe. Then we have the new one. Now, here's where we get a little bit of a peek into spring summer 2023. So this is the version that's going to start this really nice thick bottom. So it's a little bit hard to get used to when you first see it. Like we had to sort of see it a few times before I'm like, oh, yeah, actually I do kind of like that. So you will notice that the bottoms are getting bigger and chunkier. So sort of think Spice Girls, like 1990. So they like that whole trend, that whole early 90s, like chunky loafer, it's coming. I don't know if I'm going to buy into it yet, but it's coming. So think of that in the back of your mind when you start to see some of these really heavy bottoms. But the nice thing about them is they really are cushy. So like they've got lots and lots of sponge in them. And again, what I was saying before about the heel strike, great for people who have a hard heel strike like I do. So this is a really nice version, black on black. That's the men's. Then we have the women's in sort of the same basically, except it does have just that little bit of lavender on the bottom. Really pretty. And you'll see kind of where that light sole really makes it a lot more sporty looking than, for example, this guy where you want just that plain black, right? So we have this one, I'll tell you the color code, it's B12, and some of these are on the website, but not all of them. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and put everything on. So if you go to the New Balance page, you'll see maybe half of these, but we do have a very good selection in store, and they will eventually get onto there. So, okay, so that one, and then the two new colors are the little sister of the other navy one that we talked about, which was M12. This is a navy mustard or navy orange, pink, white combination. Really pretty. Really nice little sole detail. And these are all like very weightless. So very, very lightweight. Really nice flex and not really super hard in the sole. And then the last color is the silver, and this one is G12. So I think G and then version 12 is what I would gather from that. And this is the silver, and then it's just got the little bit of pink and the orange in the end. Oops, I'll put that over here so you can see. Yeah, so kind of pretty. So it's nice that not everything is dark and nice that not everything is light. So you really can do lots of different things, kind of whatever your preference is. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay. Okay, and those 880s are $179. So the prices are a little bit higher because of the technology going into it. Just sort of the nature of the beast, right? Okay, so we talked about 880. Okay, so the next one is 940, which I did briefly show you, but I didn't tell you about it. So the 940 is, again, has that nice little heightened sole, and you can really see the arch support in this one on the inside. Best seller for sure. I can tell you that it will be reimagined for spring summer 2023. So if you really like it, now's the time. Okay, so 940 is women's only, so there isn't a men's partner to that. Push your runs to the limit, but not your feet. The 940 version 4 stability running shoe from New Balance is made for overpronators. Interesting. This runner is designed with a high density medial post T-beam technology for torsional stability in the shoe and absorb cushioning. So if you are someone, when you walk going like this, or you feel like you're falling out of a shoe, this one will keep you walking straight. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we get into our sort of bread and butter 365 days of the year shoes. So this is one of the ones that is anti-pronation. If you've ever been told by a podiatrist or a doctor when they examine your gait that you pronate, so a pronate in and pronate out. No, pronate out and pronate in. So this one will make sure that it keeps you walking straight. And that is 940, and the color code is GP4. So that one I know off the top of my head, actually. Okay, so that's a great shoe. Okay, flip over my cheat. Okay, so now we get into the really technical ones momentarily. So this one is definitely the most, where is my ladies ones? 10, oh, right here. This one is definitely the highest price, but it has the most guts built into the shoe. So the 1080 is the pinnacle offering from New Balance's running lineup. A combination of top-of-the-line performance technology and wide-ranging accessibility offers runners at every level of intensity and wide-ranging accessibility, over comfort, move. Oh, sorry. Let's try that sentence. Let's try that whole sentence again. Simply put, there isn't another shoe quite like the 1080. The 1080 version 12 fine-tunes the cushioning, weight, and flexibility ratio that makes the 1080 so adaptable to the stresses that occur during the course of a run. Signature fresh foam cushioning technology is paired with lightweight engineered knit upper, focused on breathability and stretch and strategic supporting elements. Okay, so this one is definitely the Cadillac. So as you can see, look at how big that sole is getting. So as we go up in technology, there's where they're building it in. So this is just a precursor of what's to come. So for those of you who are familiar with the Hoka runners, that's sort of one of the other premier running brands. These might look pretty familiar to you because Hoka was the first one to do it. So it's definitely the most flexible, not as much control, so I can really easily move this around. And it kind of like, you know, that barefoot running concept from a few years ago, kind of what this reminds me of. So like it's on your foot, but you don't really know it's there. So this one is all knit in the upper. So this is all knit. And then no flange, just a nice cushioned heel. But where you're gonna get all of your comfort is from here. So this actually is very spongy and just a great shoe. You'll notice it does have a little bit of that up, so it's going to rock you forward. And it is sort of slightly a rocker. See if I can show you what it actually looks like here. So it is slightly a rocker, but please don't sort of think of it in your mind like that old Skechers failure. That was the roll up or whatever it was called. So yeah, don't think it's anything close to that. But when you do put your weight on it, you may find that your weight is going to sort of distribute. So if you've had OOFOS, I think it's kind of similar to that with different types of technology. What does this one say? Oh, recycled. This is another cheat. Upper made of 50% or more recycled content. Like kind of like the pop bottle pants. Awesome. Okay, so this is the 1080. This is the Cadillac. If you are a serious runner, if you have foot issues, if you have sore feet, if you're a walker who just wants to be super comfortable, there probably is not a wrong person to wear this shoe, other than it probably is not anti-pronation. That would be my only thought about that. So this colorway is 012, brand new. We also have the plain black with the white sole, and this one you can really see the degree of sole. And this one is B12, 1080. And then this is probably one of my favorite colors. I love that color. It's kind of a periwinkle, but they like, notice how they've done kind of the bleeding into the sole. Like, isn't that pretty? Really well done. And then this is just all a knit upper. So super lightweight. But if you are a serious runner, like if you're doing 5, 10, half marathon, this is definitely the one that I would go to. It's going to give you the most support, the most bang for your buck on your pocketbook as well as on your feet. So this one is the most expensive one. It's $199. The most expensive runner we've probably ever carried, but I have it in 3 colors. So that just sort of tells you how confident in it I am. And I think it's going to be a really nice segue into some of the other really high runners that we're going to see for spring 2023. So if you're somebody who runs regularly, you know that it's important to have at least 2 pairs of runners, alternate them out. Some people do them one day and then the other day. Some people do, 1 week, the other week. It just is really important to not just have one pair that your foot is getting really used to. So they also wear out usually from the inside out if you're a serious runner, and especially if you're running on the treadmill, because the inside is broken down and the outside looks perfect. So when you start getting, your knees are hurting, your hips are hurting, your back's hurting, that means that's when it's time to get a new pair of runners. I forget, I should have looked it up, what the actual mileage is that they recommend. It's not a ton of miles. Like it's maybe 200 miles or 500 miles. I don't know. I'll have to look that up and post it. So yeah, okay, so that's the 1080. That's definitely the Cadillac, no question about it. We're gonna switch gears really quickly and go into a couple more that we haven't. Oh, did I miss one? What did I miss here? Did I miss my men's 880? Yes, I did, because it's not in my shoe pile over here. Okay, so we'll just quickly whip back to the men's 880 before we move on. So this is the men's 880. Again, this is just your meat and potatoes shoe for sure. Lots and lots of guys love this one. This is a new color, and then this is the previous color. So we've had this one for a couple of seasons, and then this is the update. So kind of a nice with that little bit of orange on it. Okie dokie. 880, we did that. Okay, so we've done all the other stuff there. Okay, so now I'm going to switch gears really quickly, and I'm going to show you a couple that are kind of like don't really fit into that running category, but are still important. So we talked briefly earlier about the hiking shoes, and so this is kind of the hiking shoe that we brought in. A lot of people will just wear a regular runner to hike, and it sort of depends on where you're hiking, right? If you're like going to Portugal on a 3-week hiking trip, like this runner is not going to stand up, right? You need something a little bit tougher in the sole. So this is New Balance's hiking shoe. You'll see it does have this kind of flange on it, and they tell me that's for grip. So when I Googled it earlier, I'm like, what is the flange for? It's actually for grip if you're on rocks or whatever. This sole is very, very high lug. So you'll kind of see it really closely there. And it does have a really great arch support, still that Vibram outsole, but not a lot of movement. And that's because you want your ankle to be sort of, stuck in there basically, and not a lot of movement laterally either. So it has a bit of a toe protectant on it. So it has sort of a, like you can kind of hear, it's like almost not woven, but it's almost like treated on the toe. So you're not going to go through your toe if you're on rocks or whatever. And this one, okay, this is women's only. And, oh, okay, I forgot to read you the little thing. I just gave you Kim's pick first, and then I'm going to actually read you what the real thing is. Let's see how close I am. For those who choose to take expressions like off the beaten path and blazing your own trail, literally, there's New Balance's Fresh Foam trail running shoe. The combination of signature performance technology and rugged durability takes the idea of more miles more comfortably off-road. Fresh Foam employs a Vibra Mega Grip outsole to create a protective shell of durability and traction around the signature Fresh Foam cushioning and a breathable, lightweight upper. So I was pretty close, I think. I didn't say, what did I forget to say about? Oh, the protective shell of durability. But yes, I think, so if you're thinking about sort of doing some serious hiking, this is a good option. And how much is it? It is, did I forget the price? Oh, it's no, I forget. Hang on a second. Oh, $189. Okay, so it is $189, so it definitely is up there in price, but lots of bells and whistles built in. Okay, so next we have, so now we're over to the ones that I know like the back of my hand. Okay, so now, oh, I can almost throw my cheat sheet away. Okay, so next one is 928, and 928 men's and women's is one that we carry sort of for a specific type of customer. So if you are someone who pronates badly, if you have a brace, if you have something that you really want to make sure that your foot is cemented into, you have no movement in or out, the 928 is what I would recommend. I just brought the men's, but the women's is the same. I'm going to warn you, it's not the most gorgeous shoe that you've ever seen, but if you wear it, you probably wear it for a reason. So it does have a roll bar in here. So in this little triangle piece, there is a steel bar that extends over the bottom of the shoe inside, and that is what keeps your foot super, super straight. It has a super fantastic base on it, and has a very wide toe box. It's all leather. Lots and lots of people wear this shoe exclusively. And like I say, it's not the most gorgeous, but if you need it for a reason. So, okay, let's see what they say. Stable and steady wins the race. The New Balance 928 men's and women's walking shoe features motion control and roll bar stability technologies and the absorb cushioning for comfort from morning till night. So lots of guys, if you're a waiter, if you're a teacher, if you're somebody who's standing on your feet all day and you have foot problems, the 928 in black we only carry it in black, but this is definitely the one I'd recommend for those reasons. So it's not the, oh, this is a cute shoe, I'm thinking I'm going to buy it. It's the, I'm having a foot problem, this is what it is. Mostly pronation, or someone who's a little bit unsteady. This is a super flat bottom. So you'll see there's not a lot of lug on it. There's not a lot of it's gummy, but there's not a lot of lug to get to trip, if you know what I mean. Okay, so 928, okay, that makes sense. And 928, how much is it? It's like 169-ish, in and around there. Okay, next we have 847. Another one that is totally in my wheelhouse. So women's and men's walking 847 has been reimagined a few times over the last few seasons. And this particular season, they've done a really nice job of doing a lightweight shoe. I'll show you the women's colors first. So again, if you wear 847, you probably only wear 847. So it's one of those shoes that people will come in and buy a replacement. Hey, I have a pair on my feet. They're worn out. Throw mine in the garbage, give you a new pair, walk out 10 minutes, one and done. So they used to be all leather, and so they are now all mesh. So it actually decreased the weight of the shoe a lot. It does have a very similar type of sole to the 928. So here's that roll bar, exactly the same type of technology running this way over the shoe, and it keeps you walking super straight. So this is the other stability shoe that I would recommend if you have those types of issues. Both the women's and men's have pretty similar types of technology in it. Really nice padded heel, padded around the ankle, very wide toe box, and again, not a lot of lug, but still really gummy. So if that makes sense. Anybody who works on concrete all day, who walks 10,000 steps before 10 in the morning, those are the people who really appreciate the extra support and the extra cushioning in this shoe. So it comes black on black with a black sole. It comes in the gray, I think this one's called Silver Mink. This one is LW4, and it has just a bit of that pink trim on it. You can kind of see the roll bar a bit better in that sole. and it looks a little bit less heavy in the pink. And then in the men's, we have the same black. So we still have the same black in this one. And then we also have this, which is the new men's color, and it is LG4. It has a bit of the red, but a really nice, really good supportive shoe for those guys who are walking like a ton. Or if you have a really wide forefoot, this one does come up to 4E in men's. Some guys have feet that look like this. And so that's the person that I would put into this shoe. If you feel that you're always sort of punching out shoes, or if your shoes, if you're wearing them and you're getting holes sort of in this area, this is a really good shoe because it does have super wide in the toe box. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so last but not least is, oh, I'm almost out of time. I'm actually over time, so we're gonna whip through the sandals, I promise. This is a shoe that we are very glad that they've recently re-added in. It's a non-slip sole for women. So this is if you're working in a kitchen, you're working in water, and you can't slip. So this is, it does have the triangle on it. It's non-marking, oil resistant, water resistant, and slip resistant. So this is definitely not your everyday I'm going for a walk shoe. This is a work shoe. So it is $119. It's a good price. It's all leather, so you can clean it really easily. But for a few years, they didn't have this. And we really missed it because there's those girls who work in a kitchen or who are, you know, you have to have that level of waterproof, right? So that it's not a waterproof upper necessarily, but if you get it wet, it's easy to clean, if that makes sense. Okay, so that in a nutshell is men's and women's. So we got through that part. I do want to show you really quickly the sandals because New Balance does have a really great sandal program. Not super exciting in men's, I'm going to warn you. So we have this one, which is sort of their traditional shower shoe. You've probably seen teenagers wearing this one because it seems to be all they wear with socks through the winter too. So in January, I think there's some of us have had teenagers who've gone to school in these in January with socks. So it just has a little embossed New Balance on it. This one comes in D and 4E. So again, if you have a guy in your life who can never get their foot in thick enough, like if you have a really thick foot, this is a really great option because it does come in the wider width. And then on the opposite problem, if you have a guy in your life who's really narrow or shallow, there also comes with this one with the little piece of Velcro. So this guy can go this way and then you can snug up really nice and tight. Both soles are the same and they're both $44, so really inexpensive. In the women's, it's a little bit more exciting, but like not too much. So we have 3 slides and 3 toe thongs. So we have this guy, same exact thing. This is not adjustable. So this is just one piece, but a cute coloration. Next we have this one. These ones are all $39.99. So they're good, great for the beach, great for a shower shoe if you're doing hockey camp or whatever you need a shower shoe. Those are the ones I'd recommend. Then there's this one that's actually a totally different footbed. I wish I could, did I grab my size? Oh, it is an 8, but it is an 8. I could have tried it on for you. So this one is all spongy. It's definitely a little bit more shoe, a bit gutsier, more comfort, non-adjustable, and it is $49. So a little bit more expensive, and you can kind of see where that arch comes to. So if you're at the pool this summer and you want kind of a pool shoe that you can just throw on and go, but still walk a bit, then I would think about this one. Last but not least, I have 1 minute to spare, is the classic New Balance thong. So this one we do carry every year. I'm not going to put this in because my nails are in such terrible shape. There we go. Try that one. So this is just the regular thong. Quite a nice arch support for a thong that is $39.99. Like this is no OOFOS, but this is definitely a good supportive sandal if you're just kind of kicking around. Again, you're going for ice cream sandal, or you're just kind of wanting something to wear to the beach that you can hose off. So it comes in black on black. It comes in the nice periwinkle color. That's a cute one. Just with a little bit of New Balance on the side. And last but not least, we have the little salmon pink. Kind of cute. Okay, and $39.99. Okay, we got a lot covered in 45 minutes, and I apologize if this was like a little bit more boring than some of the other ones. However, it's kind of one of those things that require a bit of sort of education to see and feel like where you fit into that genre. Like I know for me, I like some of the 840s, but I want more in the heel. So I'm going to go up to an 880, and I'm going to want even maybe the 1080 because I'm heavier. I want that little bit of extra cushion in the heel. So this is maybe where I'll go, right? Let's say you're somebody who wants to go to the gym. You're just kind of an average everyday walker, maybe that 840 is good enough, right? So it just depends on kind of where you feel you fit in with that activity level. And like I say, when they say runner, please don't say I'm not a runner. It wouldn't apply to me. I'm not a runner either at the moment. I always aspire to get back to running, especially when like we get a really cute new running shoe. I'm like, oh, I should get back to running just so that I can buy a new pair of running shoes. All right. Okay. So if you joined us late and you haven't left us a comment, hi, my name is, where are you watching from? Are you watching live or on the replay? And we will be giving away as our prizes for this week, 2 pairs of New Balance, 1 men's and 1 women's of your choice. So you can get a sandal or a runner or whatever you like. And we will be announcing that a week today. So on Wednesday of next week, we'll be announcing the winners. And yeah, so I think that's probably everything. I think we covered lots of ground this evening, and I look forward to chatting with you on Tribal Tuesday, next Tribal Tuesday. We might even have some more fall stuff in by then. You just never know. Anyways, have a wonderful evening, and we will look forward to seeing you guys very soon. I'm gonna see if I can reach my finish over the counter. Oh no, that could be really dangerous. I'm gonna come around. So I will say good night and have a good Wednesday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.